A third of economists surveyed reportedly expect a recession in 2020, and 29% predict a recession by the end of 2021. Yet, the economic data week after week for months keeps indicating that no recession is on the horizon, and the stock market is near an all-time high. What's going on? A constellation of economic fundamentals have aligned that provide unexpectedly good news for U.S. investors. These first three trends are related. Negative interest rates in Germany are depressing U.S. rates, and inflation is trending at only 1.4%, and for many years has been lower than the 2% rate expected by the Federal Reserve. The prospect of low yields and low inflation for the next decade or two is forcing a revaluation in stocks and bonds, surprisingly driving higher valuations on stocks versus bonds. Another surprise is the number of older Americans returning to the U.S. labor force. Labor force growth is a major factor in the math driving the economy. Growth in the labor force multiplied by the growth in productivity accounts for growth of the economy. More Americans 65 and older are staying in or returning to the labor force than the nation's central bank expected. The Fed was simply not banking on older Americans working longer, and a larger labor workforce means more growth than was expected. Although the Fed appears to have underestimated the labor force's contribution to growth, this chart shows that over the past 6 decades, the Fed has improved at managing the economy. The current expansion, at 10.5 years old, already has lasted 6 months longer than the longest expansion in modern U.S. history, and the Fed engineered the comeback from the worst financial crisis in modern history by using new methods to manage the economy and has shown a surprising improvement in its ability to respond quickly to changes in financial market and economic conditions. That's why, even as a third of economists reportedly predict a recession in 2020, stocks have hovered near an all-time high. Surprised investors are starting to believe that, under current conditions, the long expansion is not showing signs of ending in the foreseeable future. According to financial markets, it's progress. The Standard & Poor's 500 Index, a benchmark of the progress of civilization, is hovering near an all-time record high.